Live from the Base Room Studio 2.0 in Seattle, Washington, this is the Podworm Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who will play 70s porn for you in the back of a seedy Canadian arcade in 45-second segments for just 25 cents a pop. Welcome to the Spacecast. Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Podworm Spacecast. We are so excited to be back here with you for another episode, and I've got the crew. Let me introduce them. We got one half of the Deadly Brother duo. Mike McCoy is here.
God, it is so good to be in the room to hear you say that. It has been almost 2 or 3 months since I've seen you in person.
It's been pretty bizarre.
I have just been listening to the podcast just like anybody else, just like any of you listening right now.
Yeah. Just longing.
I hosted once, but it's not the same. I mean, anyone in this room that's been there when I've been hosting would know.
I mean, I can agree with that.
It's a lot hotter.
Just kidding. No, it's
it's
a lot hotter.
a lot hotter in here.
But the most special thing here is that it's like we have the Dragon Ball Z fusion.
That's right.
Of the second brother duo.
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Deadly Brother
he's overloading. He's overloading because he hasn't done it.
Kevin McCoy's here.
End of the Deadly Brother roll call.
Oh, how
like
exciting. And for those of you who can't see them, them at home, they are currently in one body, sharing one physical form.
Or one fleshy body.
They came into our. I think it's really poorly done. They came in wearing one huge T-shirt, and each of their arms is sticking out.
I really wish they would have come in like a big tall coat, one on top of the other.
Kevin just up on my shoulders.
We tried that, but it's way too tall.
Have you seen them?
Fit in any doorway.
We wouldn't be convincing anyone that we're adults.
They had to go with the Siamese twin instead of.
They didn't even let us into an R-rated film.
Yeah. What?
Too tall.
Oh shit!
Too tall.
Way too tall.
Sorry, sir. You were too tall.
I don't believe you're an adult for 1 second.
Sorry. Did you read the clearance above this door?
Back from his Washington State tour, we have our favorite famous DJ, producer, all-around nice guy, Chase Golka.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
What a nice guy.
Hey, you're so nice.
And our little buddy,
So nice to see you.
Jim Charters. Jim Charters is
I'm
here.
just happy to be here.
Oh,
I really am.
So cute. Dude.
We're happy for you to be here.
Historian. Fuck you, Peter.
Yeah.
All right, fuck Peter on one.
You finally got him.
Fuck Peter.
What the hell? You didn't even say one.
Fuck Peter on one.
Okay. One. Fuck Peter.
Amen. That was good. We didn't break into a chant because before the mics heated up, I said no chanting on my watch.
These mics take a long time
And me
to heat
saying
up.
that is going to probably curse this episode.
Oh, for sure. Andrew has cursed episode. Andrew has a fairly lengthy pep talk in the locker rooms before we come out to do the podcast.
Right.
Because these mics take a long time to heat up.
Yep.
That's right.
The way it works, we have to
We
basically...
only have one microwave.
Yeah.
We plug them in. We set them to heat up. We go for a quick walk.
Yep.
We do some laundry. And about an hour and a half later, they're more or less heated up. But at this point, they're still lukewarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me. I need to transfer the dryer soon. Will you guys remind me?
Absolutely. No
Thanks.
problem. So we got a lot of great content for you today. We have a interesting story to read off of Instagram about maybe an infamous bride at this point who canceled her wedding for a very interesting reason. We've got...
Sounds interesting. We have an interesting story.
It's interesting.
Infamous bride canceled her wedding for an interesting reason.
well, here's the thing. We haven't read it yet, so I can't quite say what the reason is, but I just think it's going to be interesting. Is that fair to say?
It sounds interesting.
Sounds so fair.
All right. I went to Google and asked some questions. We're gonna
It's a Google.
We're gonna do some Googling questions, and who knows what else? Maybe just take our pants off and start masturbating. I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Classic us.
I mean, it's the Podworm Spacecast. Anything can happen.
Get ready to crank down.
Thank you, Kevin. So
Always.
Tune in and crank down.
So if you are
Crank up the volume and crank down your pants.
Jeez.
Great.
if you are an observant listener who's paying good attention, you probably noticed that we're not in the Base Room Studio 1.0 and we're not in Ballard, Washington anymore.
Yeah, you could probably hear the room sound that I had in the last
Whole
Base
new
Room
tone.
studio.
Yeah. We're in Capitol Hill now. Chase moved to his own place.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Oh, thanks, man.
So-
I feel like it's a weird thing to be proud of. That my 2 roommates moved and I couldn't find people to replace them, and now I'm spending more money to live in a.
Can you just let me, for one God second,
trying to
be...
congratulate you.
I'm sorry. No. It was a lot of hard work, and I deserve your praise. Actually,
There you go.
This is a great spot. Like, I think you're gonna love 1, living alone, and
Yes.
2, living alone here.
I
Yeah.
already love it, except for
Yeah.
when you guys come over, and then I'm not really alone anymore. It's actually like
Okay.
being not alone times 7, because there's usually 7 of you.
It can be
Or
like that.
I'm one of the
We could
7.
have
whatever.
7 of us here.
Like 5 plus or minus 2.
Yeah, it could be that.
I want our pod historian, whoever that person is, who actually goes through and archives all these episodes, to let me know when.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
When was the last time we actually had all 7 people together?
It'd be good to know.
It would have been in the spring, right?
Probably been at least half a
I
year.
think
The prophecy
I
was
think it
foretold.
It was episode 27.
Really?
Or 28.
Wow.
Wow, you knew, right?
Well, because it's the one that I referenced because it was the last like full pod.
Yeah. I think we have a new podcast historian, Mike McCoy.
Hi, Mike.
Congratulations.
Hi, Mike.
Did you just say hi, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, you said hi, I'm Mike?
No, I said hi, Mike, because I'm listening to this now, marking it for historical reasons.
That makes sense.
Oh.
That tracks.
Well, then I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Mike.
Yeah, like 30 years from now, I'm listening to this,
Historical
and
Mike.
I say hi, Mike, and I go hi, Mike, and then Kevin goes what?
It's Mike, the Mike that is listening to this. It is weird that you said hi back to yourself. That's what I was commenting
Just
on.
sitting alone. Hi, Mike. This is like after all of us don't hang out anymore, and I'm
Yes.
listening just for fun. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike.
We'll be listening.
Oh, jeez.
So before we recorded today, Chase insisted we had to go get some tacos at this local taco place called what?
Tacos Chukis.
Tacos Chukis.
I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty
Chacos
sure it is.
Tukis, I believe.
Tacos Chukis.
Chacos
Ooh,
Tukis.
tookie.
Exactly.
Whatever that is.
And something happened.
I don't know what this is, Kevin. You have to
Isn't
explain.
that like the Fruit Loops?
What?
Ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Is that what you're talking about,
The
Kevin?
tookie. I don't know. There's some like bird that talks that way. There's from a cartoon, and I don't know
Are you
what it is.
talking about the
Toucans.
enchanted tiki room right
All
now?
on my nose. Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam. Toucan Sam.
Tookie. Is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that
that
sounds
rings
familiar.
a bell. That does ring a bell.
I don't know.
I mean, I know
two.
Toucan
But
Sam.
what is that? Listeners, if you know exactly what Kevin's
Please
talking
tell
about,
us, 'cause now I wanna know.
Mike, tell us.
Mike, come back in time. Tell us now.
But something happened.
Should we have a
that
seance?
I'm okay with that.
on Halloween episode, we have a seance.
Oh, good idea.
Oh, yep,
We'll
yep,
get
yep. Stay
save it.
tuned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Save it.
But something happened.
Can we just say aunts right now?
aunts?
Aunts.
Done. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, that's so
Are
much
there any
easier.
spirits in
There
the
aren't
room
any
with us now?
spirits or anything.
Not that I can see.
That wasn't scary at all.
There's no ghosts in here at all. Wow, amazing.
They're gone. They're
gone.
This house is clear.
It's clean. It's clean, Kevin.
Clean?
It's clean.
Oh, is that what you said?
Clear.
I thought it
We're
was
not
clear.
going clear. We're not leaving Scientology right now.
Well, not all of us are.
Just a select
That's
handful.
what she says in Poltergeist?
Yeah, she says clean. Yeah.
I quote that regularly.
Oh no!
Wrong.
Oh no! Well, I mean, she has a really high voice.
Yeah, it's hard to hear what she's
understand.
saying.
Yeah.
So something happened on the way to Tacos Chukis that none of us really could have accounted for. We had to cross multiple different crosswalks.
This is the content
What,
I
that
wanted.
none of
this
us
whole
has to
episode.
account
This
for?
is
hold on a second.
Andrew bringing up a story about himself being dumb.
no.
Well, none of us could have expected.
Just right off the bat, there was only one crosswalk that we had to cross.
Just
He already said a couple.
Just the one.
Literally
We
one.
walked
There's
a
already
block.
exaggeration happening.
I want you to correct the record, Chase, and think about it because you walk across that first
actually,
street.
He's right.
This is not a crosswalk.
It has
though.
painted lines in the street. That's
No,
a
it
crosswalk in
does
my
not.
book.
It actually does not.
Actually,
not?
doesn't.
No, it's just a stop sign.
There
Stop
has
sign.
never
We
been a
walked
car
across
that have
two
driven down
streets.
that road.
We walked across two streets, but only one of them has a crosswalk.
Okay, let me-
We jaywalked once,
Sure.
and then we crosswalked.
Was it really a
once.
jaywalk
No,
though?
not really.
No.
The sidewalk.
No.
No,
Okay.
but it's closer to a jaywalk than a crosswalk.
Let's just agree on this.
No.
Okay.
We
me-
crossed.
What else would you call
No,
it?
that's a
You
temp.
just
That's a
crossing the-
crosswalk.
just
crossing the
crossing the
street.
That's
Yeah,
an
actually, you know
implied
what?
crosswalk.
This actually reminds me of a big gripe I had. I parked my car out in my old
hold
place.
on. Play the Chase's Gripes segment intro.
Yes, please.
Chase's grapes. Chase's grapes. He's got grapes.
Boop boop.
Okay, now I can start. I parked on just like right out front of my house, and I got a ticket for blocking an unmarked crosswalk.
Well, there you go, asshole.
This has
It
been
was unmarked.
It was unmarked.
It was unmarked.
How am I supposed to know I'm blocking it? It doesn't make any sense.
I have to say, I'm on the side of the policeman because you're an asshole for not acknowledging that as a crosswalk, as I clearly said it's a crosswalk.
This has been an episode of Chase's Gripes.
Chase's grapes. Chase's grapes. He's got grapes and his name is Chase.
Boom.
I was really glad to get that off my chest.
Thanks, Chase.
Anyway, continue.
So this crosswalk.
With your stupid story.
So here's the thing. We're going to the tacos place, and we're crossing the crosswalk, which typically not a big deal. But here's the thing. There was 4 seconds left on the timer. And at that point in time,
6 seconds left.
Chase, our fearless leader who's taking us to Tacos Chukis, decides to hightail it instead of just waiting, saying,
Chase,
okay, this is a little bit high stress.
Andrew,
Jim was right
Chase
next
and
to
I
me.
took the initiative and we crossed the street
Yes.
during the allotted time to cross the street.
Andrew and I were about 10 feet behind them, and Kevin and I both made it across the street, and there was like other people. So it wasn't like we were like making this dash.
only you.
it was like we were all safely going across. There was enough people that it wasn't an unsafe thing.
So I was literally side by side with Andrew on the sidewalk. And we're crossing to the left, and I'm on Andrew's right side. So I went further than he did.
Technically.
And made it across the street.
Well, what happened?
So Andrew, what stopped you from crossing
No,
the street?
this is the best part. Like, as soon as I started walking towards it, he goes, I guess I'll just wait. and I'm like, what? One, that's weird. Out loud? He said it out. I guess I'll just wait. Oh my God. As I'm crossing in front of him, I'm like, it's not hard to walk. I was like, are you against quick motion?
I touched down on the sidewalk on the other side, turned around, Kevin was like, he was in front of me. and then I turned around and saw just Andrew just standing there. The clock is like just ticking 2, 1, 0. And he's just waiting.
Yeah.
It wasn't an extraordinarily long crosswalk either.
No,
You had a
it's
lot
pretty short.
It's not
that long of a road.
It's like
pretty
you've
short
never.
road.
Yeah, I feel like you've never walked in Seattle.
Well, and keep in mind,
works like
he
2
works
blocks
2
from
blocks from here. keep that in mind, listeners. He walks in the city of Seattle.
But
You've probably seen him. No, you've never seen him walking. You see him standing, waiting at just
standing at every
different streets.
he only walks when the little man is on the sign, not when the numbers are going down.
You know where most accidents happen is within like a 1 mile radius of your home because you're so comfortable with it.
Is this your
You
home?
don't live a mile.
You don't
from
live
here.
a mile from here.
Effectively, I work here.
No, that's not
Right,
your
it's
home.
not your home.
No,
It's
definitely
true.
not.
I'm hearing the word worked and the word
what was the
live.
stat
and
that you
home.
just
So-
read off?
So it sounds to me like you guys are mad that I was just being safe.
Here's the thing. Here's
No.
why.
The safety's fine. Dumbass.
Not okay.
Different.
Yeah, not okay.
Different.
Wow.
Also, Andrew, if I told you that 90% of accidents happen within a mile of your home, but also 90% of your driving happens within a mile of your home, does it really mean anything? No.
That's freaking
Mind
stats,
blowing.
man. That's actually extremely true. That's very true, though.
It's true. I do.
He's a stats man. Stats man.
But this little situation reminded me of something that happens to me basically every day. And I'm wondering if you guys have seen this happen. So I park at the Eastgate Park and Ride, and that's a really popular bus stop. And so every time you get dropped off at that bus stop, you basically have to cross over the little road that the bus. It's like a specifically bus road to get off the freeway and into the park ride. It's like specifically bus.
Yep.
Bus road.
And so you kind of get off. There's probably 30 other people with you because it's a big stop, and you wait for the light to turn, and everybody sits there and waits. But there's always one guy who just looks at the lights, looks at the cars, and times it.
Yeah.
And they start walking like 5 to 7 seconds before it actually turns.
Yeah.
And they're like the only person that goes. No one ever follows them because everybody's too pussy to go, including me.
That guy's a badass.
But wait, are you guys that kind of person who you're willing to just kind of look and time it and go before everybody? Just be like, hey, the guy doesn't tell me when to go. I tell the guy when to go.
It's pretty easy to tell. You just look at the lights that are, perpendicular to where you're trying to go, and if once they turn yellow
You
and
just
there's
walk.
no cars, you know that it's going to change, and then you're good.
I will actually almost only do that in Portland and not in Seattle as much because Seattle has much longer crosswalks. So I'm not as great at knowing when to go, but like Portland, you can more or less just walk whatever.
Totally dependent on the road for me. If it's busy, maybe not.
Yeah.
But if it's like a ghost town.
I mean, I don't.
It depends on the car.
If
the
there,
amount
if
of
there,
cars
if
on the
there
road.
is two people, it's one person is kind of 50-50, but if there's two people, I consider them like a human shield. Like, okay, we're in a group, we're huddled together, we're safe. Cars won't attack us.
Yeah.
So I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't when I cross the street from the train station to my work either, because that street is very busy all the time.
It's just interesting because I expect the lemming effect kind of thing where the one guy takes a step out in the street and people would follow, but it almost never happens that way. It's like one guy starts 5 seconds before the light turns and everybody, like 30 people sit there and wait and no one follows. It's very interesting.
I feel like it's just also people just don't want to look like they're a stupid follower and they could have gone sooner. They're like, no, I'm going to, I'm safe. I'm a safe person. I'm going to wait.
Because they live in Bellevue.
I'm going
they're
to wait
safe
for it to
people.
change instead of looking like I'm a follower,
Are people in Bellevue rule followers, you think?
I would say so.
Okay.
Also, there's like the thing where there's some people that will just go when there's not cars. And
Yes.
so I actually probably more play it safe because I don't know if that person's just a wild man.
Maybe that person's just an idiot.
Just like there's no cars, whatever. I'm gonna go, and I'm like, no, I could just wait. I mean, that's the way we have
That's a good
crosswalks.
point.
That's it's made for this.
Right.
I just do it so that I choose when I go. Right.
Free will.
Yeah,
Like
Free will.
People can go whenever they want, but like if I deem it safe, then I will go, whether or not there's a man or a hand.
Because
or,
Kevin has free will.
Free will.
Also,
Or Plan or Panama.
Another point is like, how much time are you really saving?
What did you just say? What did you say?
Kevin was saying like, if there's a man or a can, and I said, or a plan or Panama, because there's that sentence that it's spelled the same way backwards and forwards. It's like a man, a plan, a canal, and Panama.
Yeah. That's a song name.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, someone used it as a song title.
Panama. Yeah, I know that song.
Panama.
Yeah, love that song. That's the song you're talking
Fucking
about.
love that tune, dude.
Somehow I missed that one.
Van Halen.
Van Halen,
Van
Panama.
Halen.
Okay, so we had someone reach out to us on Facebook. Actually, a co-podcast person. How would you refer to that?
An adjacent podcast.
An
podcast.
Adjacent podcast.
Our pod colleagues.
Yeah, a call pod.
if you were going to look at our podcast, you'd see they're just adjacent to us.
Just if you're looking at our iTunes, look just to the left.
If you have two phones on you, open them both up to iTunes. Pick one out, put Podworm Spacecast, and then put the other one,
The lineup podcast.
the lineup podcast, and make sure they're adjacent.
Not above or below, but adjacent.
Adjacent. And that would completely explain our relationship with them.
It's important for the listening experience.
Absolutely.
So they're called the Lineup Podcast. Go check them out on
they're great.
Wherever,
Yeah, they're
wherever
awesome.
podcasts are found.
Good guys.
But they reached out to us and they sent us this story, which I guess is kind of circulating today or maybe this week. And so we're going to go ahead and just read it. But this is what they said when they sent it over to us. They said, all right. This is a post I want to hear the Podworms read on the show. Freaking amazing. Not as hilarious as the Madman, but still entertaining. And the Madman he's referring to, I don't know, about maybe 10 episodes ago or even longer than that.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter of the man trying to fund the story of his life where he was chased by a madman.
Well, you want to put the story of his life into a long story.
Into a long story.
All the tiny stories into a long story.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
short,
yeah.
into a long story. All that from him being born to being strangled on a swing set by a madman.
Yes, that was right.
All the details.
Yeah, but I figured we could go ahead and just read that. So this is the story from that was sent to us by the Lineup Podcast. So this story is prefaced by a tweet that says, if you have a solid 10 minutes to absorb this, I present a very real status shared in a wedding shaming group I'm a part of. Before you even get into the actual
wedding
content
shaming
here,
group.
I have a million questions.
Me too.
Wedding shaming group.
What is a wedding shaming
Wait,
group?
is this the wedding shaming thing where they're asking for money from the guests? Because I saw this article everywhere.
I think so.
I think it might be connected to
so.
that. Oh. Because that article was crazy.
But what is a wedding shaming group? What does that mean?
I didn't read it. I was just saying, I don't care.
I already, it was crazy. I already hate everybody involved in this.
You should. You've never done a wedding shaming?
Not yet.
Oh, I think you're missing out.
Oh, you're missing out.
got to do a wedding shaming.
I remember what we did to Jim.
Right? Don't you remember, Andrew?
Vaguely, yeah, I do.
R.I.P.
So here's what so it's a letter. It looks like maybe from the perspective of the bride. I guess we'll figure it out as we go along. But it says, Dear friends, it comes with great sadness that I am announcing the cancellation of the redacted, some sort of a last name, wedding. I apologize for canceling only 4 days beforehand. Unfortunately, again, redacted, I think the husband's name, and I have broken up due to some recent and irreparable problems. We have decided to end our relationship and not go forth with any future proceedings. However, we are remaining civil and are still a team for our son. After hours of tears, mental exhaustion, even disassociation, I have come to this decision. In 1 hour after posting this status, I am going to delete my Facebook. Social media has caused me only paranoia and toxicity. I will be spending these next 2 months backpacking in South America, exploring my soul, and ridding myself of toxic energy brought on by my friends and family.
Can we do like a quick recap, like as we kind of go through, or is that going to make this take way too much time?
Yeah, about 2 hours. I mean, but let's do it.
Okay, great. So they have a kid. They cancel it 4 days before.
Yeah.
And she's deleted for
She's
whatever
gonna delete her
reason.
Facebook.
Delete the Facebook and go backpacking for 2 years.
2 months.
2 months.
Months?
2 months.
To purify her soul.
I assume that her kid's not going back.
No,
Probably
definitely
not.
No, definitely not.
I wonder how old it is.
They're a team, so he's staying with her husband.
Yeah, what a great team.
Yep.
Hence, I will be out of the country for all of October and November. Please don't contact me. When I'm ready, I may make a new Facebook and add friends and family that haven't fucking stabbed me in the back.
Whoa.
How did this all come crashing down? Well, I invite you all on Facebook, players, bystanders, and side characters of the people in my life, to take a seat and listen.
What do you think we are?
Definitely
in that?
the article that I saw.
What do you think we are?
This is it?
Bystanders?
One that because I got about this far, and like when she said players, bystanders, I was just like, I don't give a shit. This person's batshit crazy.
Okay. Well, then this is it.
Wait,
This is it.
Chase is a good point.
Yeah, what are we in that?
Could you list who is this is towards?
Between players, bystanders, and side
Well,
characters.
I feel like Chase is a player.
Yeah.
Definitely a player.
Oh, you know it, dude.
I'm more of a bystander.
I don't know yet. I don't know the story, but I want to be a side
I think I'm
character.
a character.
Yeah, I think Jim's probably a side
Absolutely.
character. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
you're all involved somehow. Somehow, everyone is wrapped into this mess. Even if you weren't invited to my wedding,
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
We weren't wrong.
even if you weren't invited to my wedding, I don't care. You might hear of the drama, and I'd rather you hear it from me. I'm not asking for sympathy. I just want to tell my story. Before I begin this mini novel, I invite all of you, including the cunts who have ruined my marriage and life, to put yourself in my shoes.
Dang.
For once, let me take the stage and let my voice
So dramatic. It's taking so long to just for fuck's sake.
For once, let me take the stage and let me voice the most painful few months of my life.
Oh, boy.
Let's get into it.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That was the preamble, I guess.
So ready.
Yeah, there's already been one C word in the preamble, so I can't wait for the rest.
Which is a little bit low.
Was it high? Was it like asterisk, 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 or was it spelled out?
No, capital, all capitals though.
Oh, shit.
No, she's really meaning it.
Yelling it.
She's really meaning it.
First, things were a fairy tale. I met the love of my life at 14. We were both young, but somehow we just knew we were meant to be.
Red flag number one.
Oh, my God.
We worked on my family's farm together, and with each warm
Red
summer
flag number
spent
2.
in the fields,
Actually, yes.
Farms.
Actually, yes.
Working on the family farm.
with each warm summer spent in the fields, our love grew deeper and deeper. Fast forward to high school. We went strong all 4 years. He put a ring on my finger when I was 18, worth nearly $5,000.
Red flag number 3.
Damn.
$5,000 ring.
At 18?
All right.
Yes, that's nuts. Okay.
Well, you got all that money working on the family farm.
Got the family farm money.
It's like 3 months pay at 18. So that kid was making 20 grand?
Well, if we assume it's 3 months pay.
Oh, we're going to assume that.
That is the rule,
Months
Jim.
pay.
All right. So 3 red flags. Continue.
We'd put everything on the line for each other. Everything. We both chose to attend the same community college and work full-time in order to build our dream. We spent most of our days by each other's sides. I will always be thankful for that. Fast forward a few years, I was 20. I realized I was pregnant with my first. Oh boy.
Wowee.
First?
She
Yeah.
realized?
I guess so.
Yeah, she
I thought
realized.
they only had one kid.
At a certain
Yeah,
point in your
hold on, I
life.
thought they only had one kid.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe this is the kid. What?
How about we just
Yeah,
let
but
her
do
tell
you-
her
do you-
story? She's on the stage right now.
I mean, do you call it your
boys.
first, though? When you have one kid?
No, you do not, Kevin.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's a good point. You do
Boom.
not
Sorry,
say that.
boom.
Wow,
This is
that
either-
slipped by me.
This is either an unreliable narrator
Or foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Yep.
Also, can we place bets on how many more times she's going to say fast forward?
Oh, like 6 more times.
I would say twice.
How many times did she do it already?
She said it 3 times.
Twice? I say
Twice. Sorry, twice.
I sway. I say 4 more times.
I sway 3 more times.
5 times, Bob.
But I am thankful that she's
How many times? 4 times, 5 times, 2 times, 3 times, 1 time.
If she wasn't fast forwarding, this would be quite long. It's
Can
already
you just
pretty
fast forward to
Oh,
the
she
end?
already
Actually,
said it was a mini novel.
Can we fast
Can
forward?
we fast forward? Is that possible?
Are we allowed to do that?
Okay, all right. She's 20. She's about to have a child.
We were elated, tearful, and thankful to God for this gift. After giving birth to Declan, Declyn,
Red flag number 4.
I knew the next step would be to focus on my career and finally become financially stable. That's a weird thing to do as soon as you have a kid. I'm going to now focus on my career.
Yeah, right after you have a kid.
Well, it's about time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now the kid's out of the
For
way.
Declan.
Better late than never, you know?
Yeah.
Focus on my career and become financially stable. My ex did the same. We saved and saved. I was in love. I was happy, and I was looking forward to life. We continued working and even got our degree. It was hard, yes, but so blissfully worth it. We managed to save up nearly $15,000 for a wedding.
Wow.
Since
Good for them.
Since our love was like a fairy tale, we wanted an extravagant blowout wedding, one where our son could be included. We started touring venues and were torn between 2. A local psychic told us to go with the more expensive option.
Boy, here we go, man. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Okay, we were
I'm so excited
we
about
were
this.
we were looking at like a nice Christian farm growing up family.
Yeah.
Like what happened? What happened?
What kind of wedding is this?
Yeah.
In one of those fast forwards, we missed that they had a spiritual teacher.
You know, there was like, I had like 3 red flags right at the beginning with the relationship, but then we had a lot of time without any red flags.
Well,
Right.
I mean,
Now
It was looking fairy tale for a hot
yeah,
second.
it was. Now we're on number 4.
Yeah, that sounded really great.
you can't trust those big city mystics.
No, we want a small town psychic.
Got to get a local psychic.
Okay, what did the psychic say?
A local psychic told us to go with the more expensive option, and we thought, why the hell not?
Okay.
We just needed a little push.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Our dream wedding amounted to $60,000, all included with flights to Aruba. All we asked was for a little help from our friends and family to make it happen.
No.
I specifically asked for cash gifts.
No.
How could we have our wedding that we dreamed of without proper funding?
This is stressing me out.
We'd sacrificed so... Oh, sorry, it's like Instagram scrolling. We sacrificed so much and only asked each guest for around $1,500.
Only $1,500.
This is
because they have to get to that 60,000.
Oh no!
It was 60, right?
That's
60.
like the
They
title.
only,
They
had
only
saved
had 15,000, so they needed.
which is a big wedding to begin
My
with. 15,000,
Lord.
you could get.
Only
you can get a lot of
15?
stuff.
yeah, 15,000 is that's a good size
huge.
wedding.
No, I mean
It's not
1,500.
huge, but it's like
it's a good wedding.
Good amount.
10,000 is usually like minimum,
Yes, you're right.
Absolutely.
and the average I've heard is like 27.
Yep.
Yep.
Jesus,
you're
this is
absolutely
true.
correct.
Yeah.
This is true.
I'm never getting married.
Well, yeah, but also,
What does
What
the
if
money
you
have
wanted
to
to?
do with that? What does the money have to do with that, Andrew?
But 60,000 is a lot of money for.
We talked to a few people who even promised us more to make our dream come true.
Oh, okay.
My maid of honor, who shall not be named, pledged $5,000 along with her planning services.
Okay.
We tearfully thanked and accepted. My ex's family offered to contribute $3,000, so our request for $1,500 for all other guests was not fucking out of the ordinary. Like, we made it clear.
What? Whoa. So
wow,
clearly
wow,
people
wow.
are putting in more than that, so it's clearly a normal thing to ask for.
Yeah, totally.
if I know you well, $80 gift. If I don't know you very well, $40 gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, those are the maxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll keep that in mind, Kevin.
You won't have to.
Because you're not getting married.
If you couldn't contribute, you weren't invited to our exclusive wedding. It's a once-in-a-lifetime party.
Oh, yeah.
So we sent out RSVPs and only eight...
For who?
Hold on.
For them.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
beyond the fact that they're asking that much from guests,
They have to fly to Aruba.
What? No, but that's like your entry ticket is
Yes.
that you give them that money.
On top of all these people paying to fly
crazy.
to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wonder if it's an open bar.
It's not an open bar. It's not an open
See, this was the name of the article that I saw. It was like, bride asked for $1,500 from guest.
Yes.
Nice.
So we sent out RSVPs and only 8 people replied and sent us the check. We were fucking livid. How is this supposed to happen without a little help from our friends? That's what
with a little help.
that's what the Beals were talking about originally.
I want to
think.
know who's included in that we. Like, is the husband also livid?
Well, they're not together anymore.
No,
something
so maybe.
happened.
Well,
So we got to figure out what happened.
How
I'm
does
sure he
Declan
was
feel?
livid as well. Yeah, I wonder if
Declan
was
doesn't
livid.
care.
He's
Yeah.
Well, maybe Declan did care. He wanted to be part of the wedding.
Yeah, Declan cares mostly because he's not going backpacking
yeah.
in
Yeah,
South
seriously.
America.
To make
Poor
matters
Declan.
worse, my ex's family took back their offer.
What?
Suddenly, more people backed out, including the cunt maid of honor, my best friend since childhood, my second family.
boom.
I was so shocked and
Called
tearful.
out.
To make matters worse, it was only a month before the wedding. To cancel everything would have been more than $5,000. Desperately, we resent our invites and asked people.
Desperately.
Desperately, we resent our invites and asked people to donate what they could. I mean, seriously, people, what is $1,000? What is $1,500? Clearly, not a lot. It would be quite manageable and
Clearly.
within budget. I've heard of people asking for worse. We also set up a GoFundMe. That only got us $250. At this point, we were exhausted, tired.
Somebody threw in $250.
Why is she tired?
I yelled at...
She's just reading that people are saying no. Whew, this is exhausting. This is rough. I took all this effort to ask
so
for this
tired.
money, and I'm reading all this bullshit,
It's
and I am exhausted.
I mean, have you ever set up a GoFundMe? I mean, that takes a good 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's tougher if you do it on your phone too. Like you'd think it would be easier, but it's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
smaller.
No, you
it's
just-
harder to
it's
read.
hard to type out all that,
Yeah, at
right?
least
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah, 25.
Just all those
definitely.
videos from your phone.
I yelled at my ex. I became unraveled. I realized my dream wedding was becoming a nightmare. Then it got worse.
God, worse than a
Jeez,
nightmare.
How could it get any worse than this?
My ex came into the room and offered to get a Vegas wedding done. I laughed in his face, but he was dead serious.
I laughed in his face.
He wanted those cheap, raggedy, filthy, whore-like Vegas weddings.
Whore-like.
I mean,
Called
what
out.
the fuck? Was he out of his mind? Am I some
Yes.
hooch piece of fucking trash? A hooker?
Yes.
Well,
Side note, he had gotten that advice from the psychic.
Yeah, probably.
If he
The
had
Las
just, if he
Vegas
had just
wedding?
told his wife that the psychic said so,
Yeah, she probably would have believed him.
Am I?
she would have
I
been
got
on board.
spiritual counsel.
Am I supposed to like the idea of getting married in the heart of shady gamblers, alcoholics, and the get rich fast fallacy? Wow, this has got really preachy all of a sudden.
Get rich fast
This
fallacy.
There's a couple.
That rolls
there's a
right
couple
off the tongue.
details in this story that lead me to believe that these people are
Insane.
are like
Not
from-
mentally stable?
Yeah, but also on top of that, there's some sort of weird cultural thing going on. They're from like maybe they all live in like a family commune somewhere. Or like,
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like they all live in the same
Secluded.
house.
They live in seclusion.
Seclusion on a giant farm
Yeah.
somewhere.
I love the contradicting ideals of no one like getting rich fast fallacy. Yet also, I expect everyone to give me $1,500.
Yeah, seriously.
It's get rich
Fast fallacy.
I think it's called
Jeez.
cognitive dissonance.
Isn't that what
the next-
our podcast is for? It's our get rich fast
That's
fallacy.
that's classic GRFF.
That's Rebel Scum's next album.
That's classic
You
GRFF
looking
right
for
there.
Rebel Scum's next album, the Get Rich Fast Fallacy?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on.
Note to
If you guys don't donate, by the way, $1,000 each
That's a pretty good
to
drop,
the
though.
recording of my new album,
Get rich fast fallacy.
you won't get. You guys want to be. You guys won't get to be part of the album release party. That's going to be
shit.
a dream.
in Aruba.
note to Daniel, the editor, get rich fast fallacy, name of the episode. My ex left the room. Oh, sorry, I skipped a little bit. Suddenly, my body began to shake as I entered a panic attack. My ex left the room, My ex left the room and didn't apologize for his horrid suggestion. I then called my maid of honor and cried my eyes out.
She had a panic attack because he suggested a different wedding in Vegas.
I guess so.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry, you just saying
Oh
Vegas
my
really got
goodness.
it's
Mike, I don't know if you've seen a panic attack before. That is not what it is. Are you choking? Are you okay?
He's having a heart attack.
He's having a heart. Make sure he doesn't grab his arm. Keel over.
He aged 60 years and now he's having a heart attack.
Oh man.
Instead of sympathy, I was told I was asking for way too much and I should just stick to my budget. I mean, no words can describe.
She should stick to her budget.
That sounds like some good
That's
advice.
some solid, thoughtful advice.
Amazing.
How?
Yeah, but remember, her bridesmaid is a cunt.
Oh yeah,
so-
I'm sorry. We can't trust anything.
Yeah, you can't trust her.
yeah.
How could someone who offered me thousands of fucking dollars then deny me my promised money and then tell me to shift down my budget? She knows my fucking dream was a blowout wedding. I just wanted to be a Kardashian for a day and then live my life like normal.
Wait a second. This is more cognitive dissonance. She's dissing on Vegas and the whorish. She thinks that she's like her husband
I
thinks
wanted
she's
to
a
be Kim
hoochie
Kardashian
woman,
a
but she
day
wants to be
for a
Kim
day.
Kardashian for a day. What the fuck is that?
Who remember how she got famous?
Right. Yes. This is bizarre. This is incredible.
No, can you remind us, Chase?
It was a sex video.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Get rich.
Take
fast,
that,
fallacy.
Declan.
I called her a filthy fucking poor excuse of a friend and hung up. Then she blocked me off of all social media.
That's
Rumors swirled.
reasonable response, I guess.
I received anonymous threats. My ex stayed out later, and I have a feeling he even cheated.
Wait. She received anonymous threats.
Wait, what?
I'm guessing this story got out that she was being unreasonable and people are just...
Oh, you don't think it was just her bridesmaid?
Might have been. My bridesmaids climbed on the boat with weird phrasing. My bridesmaid climbed on the boat with my maid of honor and dissed me. They essentially told me I was crazy. They asked for their deposit back, so I said, fuck you. I refused to give it back until they can pay me back for their emotional distress.
What? I want to see a dollar amount on that.
Is she going to sue them now?
My ex started to talk to my maid of honor and gossip about me behind my back. I overheard him talking in the basement when he called me a stuck-up bitch. Anyway,
Wow.
I am exhausted. I am bone tired. My heart is not the same. It's stone cold, fragmented, empty. I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to fucking donate, friends? Do I matter to you? Just fucking give me my money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and worked. Goodbye. See you in 2 months. Friendly reminder to you cunts. Don't even think you own me. I am cutting all of you snakes off. I am living my life.
Is she taking
Sorry. Let me finish. Just 2 more sentences. I am living my life alone now. I only let in those I believe have good intentions. XOXO.
Cash me outside.
Yeah. Cash me outside. How about
Gossip
that?
girl.
Absolutely.
Is she just essentially taking the deposit money from her bridesmaids and leaving the country?
That's what it sounds like.
Seems that way.
It sounds
Okay.
like that.
All right.
Also, not confirmed that the husband cheated. She heard
thought that he was staying out later and later.
and then heard him in the basement say, "She's a stuck-up bitch."
Yes.
So
Tough.
that's why they're breaking up after all these years of
No,
being
she
together?
never explained that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I think she explained it.
there was several fast forwards there.
I wanted more dirt.
It's because he mentioned Vegas?
I got everything I needed to know.
Kevin was so excited to hear
Yeah, maybe
this.
she didn't have to explain it.
Anyways.
I filled in the blanks.
Subtext.
The reason I skip this stuff is because it's like I never know what's real or not. Like when it's on the internet, I just assume this is all fake.
Oh, yeah. This is
But we're real right now.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean,
This is real, Kevin.
See, Kevin, the thing is that this situation was probably real, but she made up everything in this little speech. So that's fake.
I do think Mike called out unreliable narrator. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, 100%.
Although I do think she's crazy, I think that she also probably got a bunch of details completely wrong.
Yeah, probably.
well, yeah, for sure. She's like the most selfish, crazy person. I just
Yeah.
feel like I could write this post as a angry bride.
Yeah.
and like post it.
I want to see
Oh,
it.
yeah. Maybe I want to see it. Yeah, you should.
I bet you I could tell that was fake immediately because I
don't know
bet
if
you
it
I
was
would
fake.
know.
See, I don't know if it was fake or not. The thing that's tough for me is that it might be.
No, do
and
it.
then it's
Make a fake post right now as a bride.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
Okay, Kevin, next pod, I want you to bring 2 stories. One that's real.
And one that's fake.
You wrote.
one that. Okay. Well, how would I? Like,
No, this is a great
we'll
story.
This is great.
I want you
One
to.
that's real and one that you.
No, you know what? You know what?
I totally agree, by the way, but I just think it's funny to
Forget.
shit on it for no reason.
100%.
Yeah, I agree as well.
No, I want to be fooled right now.
Yeah, fool us right now. Come up with a story that's
so
fake.
And we'll tell you if
Yeah.
it's a
did
lie
I
or
tell
not.
you guys I was engaged last year?
Let's hear it,
And
Kevin.
we called off the wedding.
Why?
No, you didn't tell us. What about
Oh
it?
man,
No, that sounds rough, dude.
I set up a wedding in Monaco,
Wow, that's pretty far
and
away.
all we asked was for everyone to bring a poison dart arrow frog.
Yeah.
And,
As is tradition.
and what happened?
and I started getting all these fucking questions about
Right.
my perfect day.
No.
And people are like, "Why are we going to bring that? You can't even bring that on the plane. It's a endangered species."
Like durian.
Yeah, like
Yeah, just,
durian.
just like,
It's an endangered
Plus,
species.
they're
like
poison
durian.
enough that if you touch them, you'll get very, very sick.
yeah.
Like, why are you requiring that we bring this to our wedding? And I'm like, Jesus, I just want to feel like Dennis Rodman for a day.
What hilarious anecdotes we had that whole time.
What a crazy situation that was.
Absolutely.
What hilarious anecdotes.
Yeah. So thanks again to the Lineup
By us.
Podcast
Yeah,
for sending
thank you.
for sending that our way. And just remember, if you literally send us anything,
We will read it.
We will
read it.
anything. It will be read on an episode. It might be like 2 or 3 weeks from when you send it, but it will.
But it'll
be read.
get, it'll
be
get
read.
read.
It is possibly, I think, at a minimum, 4 weeks.
Well, he said that yesterday,
Oh.
no, but he's not going to hear it for 4 weeks.
which. Yeah, whatever. I don't know why. I'm arguing. It's 2 to 3. It's 3, 4, whatever. Yeah.
Just be patient.
Just
If you say something,
It's gonna
we're reading it. We're gonna get to it.
We're gonna do it.
Just be patient.
The Lineup Podcast. When you're listening to this, shoot us a message to how many weeks later it was.
Yeah, please let us know.
Shoot us a message.
And thanks for being
And
thanks for
I'll
being
tell you
patient.
4 weeks from now that we got your message.
Thank you so much for being patient.
Oh, don't worry. They know they're just adjacent to us. So.
Well, of course.
So before we get into this this Google segment to close out the show, we have this internal group chat. It's internal because only the Podworms plus Kyle Kalb, a friend of ours who just kind of
He doesn't like.
What? I didn't even know he was in it.
No, yeah.
Has he ever read it?
no, because he never clicks it to read it. I think he
he
just
is-
browses the.
probably
He's
mutes it.
commented one time on the time when we're writing the motivational posts, and it's like nobody wants to play Monopoly with you, Kyle. and then he commented, "I'm Kyle, and I approve this."
Oh, there you go. That was the last time we ever heard from him.
Oh, good.
But we have this group together, this group chat together, and it's really too bad there's no real good way to utilize it for content because it's pretty funny actually. But today I was reading it at work, and Daniel, our editor Daniel, he asked in this chat, he said, "What's with people who drink from bathroom sinks? I don't get it." And I'm talking public restrooms. Do you guys actually see this happen? I've never seen
I don't
this
think I've
happen.
ever seen it happen
I
either.
definitely
I thought
have.
he just meant from like your own sink in the
I
bathroom.
100% have seen it.
People drinking from a
Yes.
public sink.
Just like in
I've
their
seen
hand.
it.
Yeah.
It's usually like at a rest stop.
Yeah.
Is it like at offices that don't have a water fountain right outside their bathroom?
What? I mean, what? You probably have a kitchen in your office, right?
It's Andrew at any restaurant where they don't serve him water fast enough.
That's your water fast.
Okay, see, Chase, you
Can we just get a picture?
I'm lost on this. Right now.
let me
Get a picture stat.
here. Let me summarize for you, Chase.
Yes, please.
So this happened during the bachelor party. I very politely asked for water.
Let me summarize for you.
Yeah.
Please summarize.
Okay, wait. Let me
Stop
choose.
that.
Let me choose. Let me think about it. I choose Mike.
Okay, so we were getting breakfast on Peter's bachelor party,
Yep.
and Andrew is the one person. Whenever you go to a restaurant with him, he is going to ask maybe 3, maybe 4 times for water.
Yes.
He likes to drink a lot of water whenever you go out with him.
Yes.
And I forget. Oh, you know, I don't remember what.
Did you just go, Andrew? Did you just go?
I'm a water drinker.
We were sitting next to each other.
That's very jealous of his water.
And I don't remember why you snapped at me. You snapped at me for some reason. Do you remember?
We were hungover. That would be the reason, right?
But no, there was something specific. What was it that you snapped at me for?
Well, because I ordered a pitcher of water, and I was like this, Chase. I said, hey, and also can we just grab a pitcher of water for the table? And then Mike's like, oh, look at Andrew, water police over here. And I said, Mike, I just asked for a pitcher of water. None of us have full water glasses. They filled them all like the piddliest, like third full. And I said, it's fine to get some more water.
It's good. Okay.
What happened was the rest of us were drinking coffee, so we didn't really care if we got more water than we had at the moment.
Andrew has a restaurant volume that he speaks.
Yes, that's correct.
So he did just say, he said the words that he said, but he said it more like, hey, can we get a couple waters when you and then I probably said some stupid comment, and I'm sitting right next to him. I said something stupid like about being the water police, and he turns to me, gives me that whole diatribe. Well, there's so much water around. There's all these empty glasses. She's not bringing enough water, and I feel so drunk. Let Mike's phone.
Yeah, just like Hitler.
I like wide-eyed look at Jim across the table. And
oh, jeez. He was pounding the table with his fist.
Well, some people say don't talk to me before my coffee, but I don't drink coffee, so don't talk to me before I have my water.
Don't talk to me before I have my water.
It was true that morning for sure.
It was pretty funny.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
That sounds great.
So you're a sink drinker then?
Yes.
Question. Oh yeah, what were we talking about?
Question though, when you guys drink out of the sink, if and when you drink out of the sink, how do you get the water from the faucet to your mouth? Because I used to do this thing where I would just kind of cup it underneath and then kind of move my face
slurp it right up.
next to it.
I used to do that. I don't do it anymore, and I don't know why.
Now I'm like I shovel it from I kind of get a little bowl, cup in my hand, and then kind of shuttle it to my mouth.
I do the same. I do the shoveling as well.
Okay.
I don't slurp from the hand.
You don't just slurp anymore? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a bidet, but I do kind of the same thing, but I put it.
Hold on. In the sink?
Yeah. I just kind of go. I just kind of go out, grab a little bit, kind of cup it, and just kind of splash it up my butthole.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're the one who's just getting water all over the floor in every public
I don't drink out of the
restroom.
sink though. That's gross.
So this is why men's restrooms are wet always.
Yeah, because of Mike.
It's not because there's urine everywhere.
It's because of Mike.
It's because of homemade bidets.
Yes.
Yeah. Just cup a little bit, and just kind of
splash it right up there.
Can you?
that one's you could do
The
that
reach
from
around?
or the reach around or through the legs. Either one's going to be
Either
great.
one's effective.
Yeah, here we go again.
Could you explain the hair though? Because that's still there.
You just got to crouch just a little bit and just kind of get those cheeks separated a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It takes a specific technique.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
Okay, so to round out tonight's episode, I took to Google.com. And for those of you who don't know what Google.com is,
Google.com. Fuck, I almost did an actual spit take. I had to keep it in.
it's a website that you can type anything into.
God damn it, I almost did it just now.
I'm not going to drink right now.
I'm not going to drink.
He's surprising me.
Oh, God.
And you get results. All right, let's just leave it at that. I mean,
results.
I can get more in detail, but
results.
let's just leave it surface level for now. But what I did is I just typed in the beginning of some questions, and I looked to see what would autofill.
Yep.
And I wanted us to see how we would respond to these questions,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you kind of what Google told me.
Okay.
In response. So the first one I just typed in should you, and one of the responses or one of the filled in results was should you tip movers. I was kind of surprised it was even a question at all.
Oh.
But what do you guys think? Should you tip movers?
So I've never had movers until I had. I've never actually had real movers, but I have had stuff delivered to my house, like furniture delivered to my house and assembled,
Like IKEA?
Okay.
like not IKEA, just like furniture, like
Okay.
you bought online.
Already assembled furniture.
Yeah, they had to put the legs on the table or whatever.
Okay.
But I think I would tip movers but I would not tip the people delivering furniture because they're only there for 5 minutes. They're not there all day.
And you paid
putting
the
stuff
like shipping.
Oh, yeah, I paid the shipping and they do the whole thing. Yeah, and paid for assembly. So
Okay.
I don't think I would, because like, what do you tip someone who's been working all day? I don't think any tip is like.
Well, how many
worth
drinks
it.
did they pour you?
yeah,
Just $1 for every drink that the mover poured you.
So nothing.
Yeah, so $0.
No tip.
Okay.
I would tip movers just because I think that their job is handling all of your shit. So they could move your shit and be a dick about it, and ruffle your feathers. And
I
your
hate it.
stuff.
I hate it when they take my feather box and they just
Ruffle it.
Oh,
They could
shoot.
They could ruffle your box of feathers, or they could treat it like a nice fragile box of feathers.
Okay.
Just a fragile box of feathers.
But
those are ostrich, and,
if-
they're very important to
if
me.
if they don't ruffle your box of feathers, then I feel like maybe you should tip
it's
them.
only fragile because the box is made out of feathers.
Well,
Bad design.
Just because the box of feathers is made out of feathers.
does it weigh the same as a box of
What do you
bricks?
expect me to put all my feathers in a cardboard box?
Wait. What? I got lost.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Should he put his feathers
In a box of bricks.
in a cardboard box?
This is so simple, Mike. Are you not following along?
No, I was more curious about Jim's.
Oh, see, I was just saying if a box of feathers
and
weighs the same as a box of bricks.
Can we just fast forward? Mike is really ruffling my feathers.
And I am the
I'm sorry, I'll put
dumbass.
this down.
So here's what Google says.
Just stroke them. Like, don't ruffle them. If you're gonna
It's a box made out of feathers.
head
It's
'em
beautiful.
gently.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Here's what Google
a
says.
box made out of feathers inside another box.
This is from
No, Jim.
Inside of a cardboard box.
God.
What?
Like,
Are you
moving.
high? Are
If
you
you're moving.
high?
If
Are you gonna put
Are you high,
a
McFly?
box of feathers, a literal box made out of feathers inside of a cardboard box? What's the point?
You're right.
What's the point?
But what are you
even
gonna
the
do? I mean, okay, all right.
Yeah, what is the point?
Yeah, what
Jim,
are you paying those
What's the
movers
point
for?
of any of this?
What's the point?
What's the point of any of this?
Jim, why did you bring us down this
What do
road?
you mean, what's the point
Unless
of
you're
any of this?
Mike and you're adding
I
a
just
bunch
want
of
to know
points to
if
it.
the box of feathers weighs the same as a box of bricks, okay?
Probably not.
Well, 1 pound of feathers weighs less than 1 pound of bricks.
Jim,
how
of
much the
course
box
not.
of feathers weighed.
Jim, of course not.
Well, you have to account for gravity.
Good point, Isaac Newton.
Yeah, otherwise you're just talking about mass. Am I right? Am I
Yep.
right, guys?
So
Somebody
let's
remember
get
the
back
physics.
to google.com here for a second.
Oh yeah, what website? I'm sorry, I missed what.
google.com.
Yeah,
You can ask it anything?
http /
Unsecure.
now is this
www.
similar to Ask Jeeves?
It's similar, but it's not quite as good.
Oh, okay.
So there's a website that it returned called Elite Moving Labor, and this is a blog from Elite Moving Labor's website, and it says, while there is no average tip, it is widely accepted that tipping amounts for movers range from 5% of the total bill to $20 per man. Proper etiquette is to
Whoa.
tip each mover individually, not to the foreman or supervisor. This shows that you recognize and appreciate their individual efforts.
Whoa.
So there you go.
Okay.
So how do you guys feel about that? Does that sound pretty reasonable?
I think it does.
I'm just going to buy pizza and ask my friends to help.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's like the same thing as paying movers, except in more fun.
But I'm gonna pay like the foreman of my friends like just a little bit more pizza.
Yeah. You give the foreman the pizza so he distributes
He
it
can distribute
evenly,
it. Yeah,
evenly throughout all of your friends.
You're hiring 4 men to help you move?
What about foreskin?
Does the foreman have a foreskin?
This foreman,
Let's ask google.com.
how do 4 men handle a box made out of feathers?
So the next question,
And we've come full circle.
Well, yeah, but the question is, did you tip them or not?
And pizza. I said that.
No, see, they already ate the pizza.
Who's on first?
the next question for google.com.
Oh, Google.com. Is that similar to oh shit.
Have you been to www.jeeves.com?
Bing.
Is it anything like Alta Vista?
It's similar,
Bing.com?
but not quite as good.
Did you pull this up on Netscape or Internet Explorer?
This is google.com. I asked it, is it a bad idea? And it auto-filled with, is it a
didn't
bad
answer me.
idea? No, I said Alta Vista, not as good.
No, I said,
asked
did
you
you
if you were
do it on
using-
Netscape
Or Internet Explorer?
Yes, Chase, Netscape.
Okay, thanks. Just checking.
Where did you find a copy of that?
The public library. Do we have any more questions?
Why did you go with the internet and the public library?
Because I don't have a fucking computer.
Or the internet.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yes.
Which
I need
library?
water. I need water.
There's a sink over there.
My bathroom's right over there.
So Google.com filled this out with, is it a bad idea to buy a rental car? What do you guys think? Is it bad?
No.
So a car's been, so you go
That's a good idea.
You go to the airport, you get yourself a rental car, and you drive the shit out of that rental car for the fucking 2 days you have it. You ride it hard, you put it back wet, it's destroyed. Would you want to buy?
I mean, it depends on where you get it, but most cases, that's a great idea because those cars have to be like up to code and taken care of, and then they usually sell them at like 30,000
You
miles.
get that damage insurance waiver, and you just drive the shit out of it.
yeah, also, nobody really wants to fuck up a rental car because then they could be liable for that shit.
Unless you have that damage waiver.
Yeah, so our parents have bought 2 rental cars.
Oh.
We've thought about
So
it
you guys
ourselves.
are, okay, so you guys are biased, so
Kevin
don't
together.
participate.
Don't participate.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Putting the mic down.
Because you're a fucking shithead with your car rentals.
No, you 3 take over. You just take it.
Wait,
Go for it.
was the van a rental?
No.
Which one was a rental?
It's like an Astro van from the 1980s. Andrew's first question.
It's like clearly not made for passengers either. There's like nothing about the van of your rental.
Wait, are you talking about my dad's gray windowless van?
It's like it has 0 windows. It's made for production, like equipment.
There's 2 seats in
Can
it.
you imagine going to a rental car? And they're like, the only one we have left is good old Astro over here.
Stay out of these neighborhoods with this guy.
Our panel van that we were gonna give to you.
No, it was a Passat and
Good guess though.
and the other one. I don't know the other one. Not that though.
Okay.
Wait, was it the other van?
There's a Passat and what's the car that
Mom's new car. It's a Honda
Thing.
No, this can't happen.
Core 4?
it's a Civic, I think. It's a really nice black, it's like a luxury Civic. It's like the higher.
So an
the-
Accord?
It's a good car.
the sport edition.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it
car.
Accord? Damn it!
Or is it a
I
Civic
don't know.
SI?
I don't know. It's a nice looking
Might
black
be an
car.
Accord.
That's a Honda.
So here's what the Google.com
It's not a Civic, it's an Accord.
said about buying a rental car. So this comes from nerdwallet.com.
Oh, boy.
And they said,
Oh boy, what's wrong with NerdWallet?
Used-
Oh,
Get him out of here.
Hey, could you read the review from Cool Guy Wallet?
Yeah,
as well?
Jock Wallet. Is really
Hey,
I want the other perspective from jockwallet.com.
Also Goth Wallet?
yeah, Drama
Do you
Kid
find
Wallet.
I don't like using websites that are way too biased in the nerd direction.
Yeah.
You know, like there's the jock.
Yeah.
And, have you seen that thing where it ranks all the news sites based off of how nerdy or how jockey they
I
are?
haven't
No
seen
way.
that.
I haven't seen that either, but I was referencing the conservative versus liberal bias of the news.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
oh, this is a new bit called Kevin Deconstructs His Own Joke.
Wait. Well, let's hear that intro.
The only reason I deconstruct is because they're like, no, I haven't seen that. And I'm like,
Try one
I
more
didn't-
time.
All right, and this has been an episode of Kevin Deconstructs a Bit. Kevin Deconstructs a Bit.
Doop doop.
It's like such a recurring segment that happens like multiple times every episode.
So NerdWallet says used rental cars are affordable and well maintained, so budget shoppers may not mind the limited inventory and the extra mileage from past drivers. Buying a rental car may sound risky. Oh, it kind of cuts off. I don't know what the rest of it says.
Could you finish it? Could you finish it?
I have to know, you fucking nerds.
Buying
Buy a fucking rental car.
Buying one from a major rental company is a lot like buying one from a used car dealership. So
Wonderful.
I guess their opinion is it's fine.
I will rent a car, not buy a rental car.
This last question from the Google.com, I input.
The Google. You know what? You should just call it Google. It's simpler.
I like that.
Okay, Sean
start
Parker.
doing that.
All right, Sean Parker. Get out of here.
I typed YR and it filled out YR Imagine Dragons bad.
That is a great question.
Let's get
I'm
into it.
glad that
I
Google
would love
said
to get into
that
this.
because they are the worst.
Here's why: because they make music for commercials.
Yeah.
They are radioactive.
I have very mixed opinions.
You don't want to get anywhere neon.
Yeah, I was really a big fan, like before, this is a very hipster thing to say, but before they were very mainstream, I was a big fan of a few of their songs specifically. Like It's Time was a really good one. Radioactive obviously was good.
I forget what the other one.
Like even like On Top of the World, they had a bunch.
On Top of the World,
They had
yeah.
a bunch of good songs on that album. But then like after that, something about all the music after that
So
got really
bad.
grating.
I
and
always
bad.
Really
wanted to
bad.
like them. They always seemed like a band that I was like, oh, they're kind of doing cool, big, like cool music, and then it just never stuck. None of it was ever.
I think that what's tough for me is we saw them their second time that they came to Seattle, and like just as like as a band and as a group of guys,
Yep.
they just seem like the most genuine, like cool guys. But their music is like it's become more poppy and less interesting to me.
Yes.
But like the way that he came back, he was like this is crazy. Like he was talking about how it was crazy that the first time that they came, they were like at some small venue and like they were playing
Yeah.
at the Key Arena. Like he was very like humble and like very chill. So he seems really cool, but I don't necessarily love his music.
Yeah.
Well, there's something about it that just seems so over the top. Like the interesting thing is that they probably are the biggest rock band in the world right now.
Yes, that'd
which is
be
weird to
correct.
think about. Who's bigger? Who's bigger right now?
Muse.
Muse and Coldplay haven't done anything recently.
Yeah, Muse is about to drop an album. Plus, just because Muse isn't that big in America, which they've been getting more big, they're huge all over the world.
This is true.
I would argue
They're
that-
way bigger all over the world than they are.
This is true.
Even U2 is probably
Yeah,
bigger than
U2 is
Yeah.
definitely bigger
But
than
in
that.
feel like U2 and
America,
Coldplay.
Andrew, you are correct.
Yeah, in
they're
America,
the
they're probably one of the
biggest-
top.
They're the biggest rock band in the charts.
U2 might be bigger because of their legacy, but not because of anything they're doing right now.
But they
so
are
you-
bigger.
so
though.
what is it- you're talking more
Are
like
you-
this
Are
week?
you talking like the hottest hits?
like they're putting no, like
Yeah.
they're, like they're
when
current-
you say bigger band, I think bigger band.
I say bigger band as in like if you stacked up everybody who's made music this year or last year, I'm sure that whenever maybe Coldplay put out an album, perhaps they did better, but it's been years.
I guess I see what you're saying. When I think of big band, I think of like when they come to town, like are they filling up the Neptune or are they filling up the Key Arena?
But
or are they
think of-
filling up
but I mean,
the stadium?
I guess it's hard to qualify exactly what that means, but if you think about it, like Imagine Dragons can play on a pop station, they could play on like a mix station,
This
they can play on a
is
rock
true.
station, they can play on every station.
They're huge for sure, and they're definitely always like in the top 5 at
But
least
that's
recently.
that's all. But see, Andrew, that's also the problem is that the fact that their songs can play everywhere is the issue.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like them is because I have an incredible imagination. And the dragons that I imagine are terrifying. Just overwhelming.
Also, I thought you were going to say it just seems like I can imagine way more things than dragons.
I could.
Please do not limit my imagination.
Much more
Imagine
fantastical
Dragons?
things.
Oh, Imagine Dragons? Easy.
Yeah,
Done. Done.
Next song.
Done it.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
Google
never
searching.
even like even the On Top of the World. Like I didn't like that song.
I like that song.
Like the like synth lead thing.
I don't
on that
even
thing
know
where
any
it's
of their
like,
songs.
That one is
I-
just too much. For
I
me.
edited out that to a wedding video once.
Oh, well, Kevin doesn't like it, Mike, so too bad.
You should probably delete the video.
What are you looking up there, Mike? You looking up the biggest rock band?
band.
Oh my
in-
God, that's what I'm doing right
so,
now.
so Andrew, I think the
US.
bottom line is that Imagine Dragons in the year 2016, 2017, and 2018 are bankrupt creatively.
Oh, this is funny. So, according to today.com, I Googled what is the biggest. Oh, shit. Actually, this might not be good because I Googled what is the boggest rock band in the world.
Wait, what is the boggest rock?
What is the boggest?
The boggest rock band in the world is first the Beatles,
They're the boggest.
Wow.
second the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
and then my favorite is that third instead of it just says Bono. They didn't even put U2.
So yeah, all of the things I'm seeing are greatest and are best or greatest and not biggest.
I think what you like to use Andrew's qualifications, you should just look at like
Top
What is yours
selling.
say?
or top 100.
I don't care about what Andrew thinks. I want to know who's the biggest.
What does yours say is the boggest though? Is yours any different than mine?
Could you put quotes
U2
around
is
that and
probably
just like
always
look
gonna
for
hit that.
boggest?
I think the Beatles will always be the boggest. That's my opinion.
I agree with that.
I would
Yeah,
agree with that more than you
definitely.
two. I just think you two's right now very, very big.
So I
Bogged.
They're pretty bogged.
surprisingly enough, the Google.com did not return a real definitive result for me to give to you guys here, but there was a few top articles that returned. So one of the articles were from The Stranger.
Wait, Beatles are not an American rock band.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They can't be the fucking Boggist.
No, see, that's pretty. Boggist sounds like a British thing, so they probably
They
are.
probably are
Yeah.
Boggist, but the Boggist American band, sure.
So there was an article from The Stranger called "I couldn't imagine why anyone would pay to see Imagine Dragons."
Yeah, I couldn't imagine either.
So I asked. That's what this article is called. Another article, this from The Guardian, it said, Imagine Dragons review. Fun, but as shallow as a paddling pool.
Absolutely.
And some similar things. So that's what my search returned.
A Billboard Top 100 Imagine Dragons song is number 24 right now.
Is it the Thunder song?
But the first rock, it's called Natural.
Thank you, Mike.
Thunder.
Natural. I don't know what's
They were top 5 a couple weeks ago.
You know,
Thunder.
Maroon 5 is number 2 though.
Where's Post Malone? Is he number 1?
Post Malone is number 4.
Okay.
He's the
Drake
big-
is number 1.
You know, Post Malone's the biggest rock band in America.
I can't
right
get
now.
away from Post Malone. Every time I turn on the radio, it's
rock
always
band?
on.
He plays a guitar.
I did. This is
think I would not call him rock.
no, I'm making a joke, Kevin.
Oh.
Don't get offended.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I
he's the
can't
biggest
imagine Posts. That's the one thing I can't imagine.
You can imagine Dragons, but not Post.
rock- Can you imagine a Post Malone though?
when I imagine Posts, I feel Malone.
Like whenever people criticize Post Malone, I just I refer them to a video of him like ending a whole show of his just playing Nirvana acoustically and singing the whole thing. So
Space fans, why do you hate Imagine Dragons? Let us know.
please tell us.
I want to know.
Facebook.com, the Podworm Spacecast, Twitter.com, PW Spacecast. Send us some fan mail. Send us anything. We'll read anything on the podcast. I hope we've proven that to you at this point. pwspacecast@gmail.com. Send us that fan mail. Stay in touch. Keep squirming. Shit. I can't say that
If you need to shit,
go for it.
Go for it. You're allowed.
Because I have to say it like this.
Hit us up on that Instagram,
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter.
Twitter.
Keep doing something.
something.
Which I'm going to say
Okay.
is until next time, space fans.
Keep squirming.